Members of the Senate, please be seated. This morning, we are honored to have Mr. Ken Farm offer a moment of contemplation.
Well, thank you all here for coming. This is my first time doing this, and thank you all for being here. This is addressed to the senators here. First thing here is what you do here matters to the state of Hawaii and the people who live here. Your votes on areas such as affordable housing for both rent or purchase, the most effective policies regarding public safety, do we move to a more draconian measures, or do we move toward a concept known as restorative justice? Addressing the need for community mental health centers and disability care, policies surrounding senior care and outreach services. There are a myriad of things that you will vote upon in today's session and in the following sessions during this time, in which you lay the foundation upon the next generation's hope to set their dreams and ambitions upon. Therefore, lawmakers, I ask yourself to ask the four following questions. Number one, what long-term implication does my vote have, either a vote for or against a particular bill? Will it benefit existing Hawaii residents and their families and the descendants beyond? Number three, ask yourself who will benefit from this vote? If not the residents of Hawaii, then who? Number four, will this policy increase the proliferation of the host culture in these Hawaiian Islands? This is also mean another thing too as well. The easiest answer does not necessarily mean it is the best answer. Sometimes it takes a little bit of care, hard work, critical thinking to come to the right answer. And that's just as important as coming up with a answer. The other part we want to also bring too is that you also want to look for the most effective means. With that said, in closing, I wish for you the very best today. And remember these words, and remember it is the people of Hawaii that you serve. May you begin to do the work for the service of the people. Mahalo.
Thank you, Mr. Farm. Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Baker, Senator Chang,
Excused.
Senator Dela Cruz, Senator English, Senator Favela, Senator Gabbard, Senator Harimoto,
Excused.
Senator Ihara,
Excused.
Senator Inoue, Senator Kahele, Senator Kanuha, Senator Keith Agaran, Senator Keoho Kalole, Senator Kidani, Senator Kim, Senator Moriwaki, Senator Nishihara, Senator Rhodes, Senator Riviere, Senator Ruderman, Senator Shimabukuro, Senator Taniguchi, Senator Thielen, Senator Wakai. Mr. President.
Present.
22 present, 3 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? Senator Baker.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President and colleagues, March is Developmental Disabilities Awareness Month, and it's a national campaign to raise public awareness about the abilities and strengths of individuals with developmental disabilities. Today, the State Council on Developmental Disabilities, which is an attached agency to the Department of Health, is hosting their 20th annual Day at the Capitol event in celebration of the contributions people with developmental disabilities make to our community. And there are about 400 persons with developmental disabilities and their supporters visiting various legislative offices. So if you haven't had a chance to meet with them, they will be stopping by. So this morning, it's my great pleasure to introduce the advocates and self-advocates of the State Council on Developmental Disabilities Day at the Capitol event, as well as Daintree Bartoldus, who's the executive administrator of the council, and her staff from the Department of Health. So for those of you that are able, if you would please rise to be recognized or give us a wave. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Further introductions? Senator Kidani.
Mahalo, Mr. President. On your behalf, I'd like to introduce some guests in the audience this morning. In our gallery from the Garden Island of Kauai, participating in A Day at the Capitol, are members of your island of Kauai. Will you please stand when I introduce you? And members, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Travis Planus, Anne Hisdak, Alexandra McClurg, Davlin Brady, Sarah Peck, Casey Bonilla West, Desiree Takub, Melissa Iida, Willabeth Luddington, Jordan Idayan, Earl Stewart, Carlene Yamamoto, Merle Takashima, William Burwell, Lizanne Vendina, Leila Kaohi, Joshua Iloretta, and Emma Iloretta. Mahalo for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Senator Kidani. Senator Ruderman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd also like to give a special welcome to some of the many folks from the Big Island who are here today. And if my colleagues don't mind, I'll introduce folks from both Hilo, Kealakekua, and Puna. If you all would stand, folks from the Big Island, please, and we'll give you, recognize you. I'll read some of your names. Aloha. Hey, Darwin. We have among the staff Marlene Murray, Jesse Floyd, Jim Kilgore, Franz Weber, and Mar Ortaleza. And we also have with us Darwin Nagamini, Victoria Murray. If you would all please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Tierney Barkarsi, Melissa Evangelista, Angela Leilani Kim, Diane Jean Ireland, Nalu Kawe Simeone, Cheryl Obrero, Alyssa Vieira, Brenton Wayek, Elaine Jackson, and Paul Pascua. And from the Kona side, we have Quentin Wong, Denise Lindsay, Geraldine Margaret Raymond, Darrell Bickel, Roy Corpuz, Jameson Akana, Henry Howe III, Grace Valles, Shane Folosco, Jacqueline Hopf, Isaiah Wong, Deborah Buchholz, Lois Phillip, Logan Diddy, Robert Sonoria, Caitlin Vow, and Duke Ka'ava. Thank you all for joining us. And mahalo for your indulgence, colleagues. They don't get over here very much. I want to make sure they're recognized. Aloha.
Thank you. Any further introductions? Not Senator Wakai.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. We are all business today, acknowledging it and celebrating it. This morning, we are honoring the winners of the 2020 Small Business Administration Small Business Awards. We have 8 of them joining us on the floor of the Senate today. SBA is a federal agency whose mission is to aid, counsel, and protect small business concerns, preserve free enterprise, and bolster our economy. But don't be fooled, small business doesn't necessarily mean small impact. These little engines are a source of strength for our economy, and it is important that we recognize their significant contributions. Much of the money we get to spend here in this building comes from their successes. I'd like to yield the floor to the Senator from Waimanalo Valley to get us rolling.
Senator Kim.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to start off by introducing Christine Lanning, President of Integrated Security Technologies, Inc. She is a recipient of the Small Business Person of the Year Award. Would you please stand? Thank you. Mr. President, colleagues, and guests, this award recognizes an individual with the best overall success in business. Since 1998, Integrated Security Technologies have been a leader in delivering quality electronic security solutions that protect Hawaii's government, businesses, and employees. Notably, the company is women-owned and is noted as one of the best places to work in the past couple of years. Christine has been instrumental in leading Hawaii to a safer place and has been a leader in creating connections and building bridges, paving the way for women and minorities in security. She will represent Hawaii in the National Small Business Administration Awards. Congratulations, Christine. I'd like to now yield the floor to the Senator of Kapolei.
Senator Gabbard.
Hello, Mike Ako. I'd like to introduce Ricky Price, Chairman of the Board of Fast Lube, Inc. Ricky, would you stand, please? Ricky is this year's recipient of the Entrepreneurial Success of the Year, an award which recognizes business growth and development. Established in 1992, Fast Lube, Inc. operates as Flagship Fast Lube and Flagship Express Car Wash. The company originally specialized in preventative maintenance services for cars and light trucks and has since grown to 6 locations: Kapolei, Waipio Gentry, Aiea, Royal Kunia, and Pearl City. The company has since expanded to include a car wash in Waipio Gentry, notably washing over 120 cars per hour for a total of 1,000 cars per day. With hard work, determination, and ambition, Ricky has shown that it is possible to grow and set an example for other small businesses. Congratulations, Ricky. Let's everyone give him another hand. And I'd now like to yield the floor to the Senator from Manoa.
Senator Taniguchi.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Senate President and Senator Gabbard. It is my distinct pleasure this morning to introduce Claire Takashima of Ueda Shoe Store, this year's recipient of the SBA Family-Owned Business of the Year Award. Claire, would you please rise? This award honors a family-owned and operated business with more than a 15-year history and that has passed some ownership and operational management from one generation to the next. The Ueda Shoe Store has been helping customers find the perfect shoe fit for 105 years. Which is slightly longer than I've been in the Senate. Claire's grandfather originally repaired shoes, eventually expanding the business into a shoe store. Claire is the business's third owner and has since put her own touch into running the business, notably adding new merchandise and providing shoes that can't be found anywhere else for their loyal customers. Although the business has changed locations, its high-quality service and family touch keep the customers lining up. Congratulations, Claire. I'd now like to yield the floor to the Senator from Mililani.
Senator Kidani.
Mahalo, Mr. President. I would like to introduce Brian Suzuki, President and CEO of Hawaii Air Cargo. Brian. Brian is this year's Small Business Exporter of the Year. This award is given to those who represent our nation's strong entrepreneurial spirit and rich diversity. Since 1982, Hawaii Air Cargo has provided the islands with a reliable, economical freight forwarding service to and from the mainland and beyond. Throughout their nearly 40 years of business and counting, Hawaii Air Cargo has proved themselves time and time again why customers return and why they are one of the best in their industry. Under Brian's leadership, the company has only reached greater and higher heights. Congratulations, Brian. Mr. President, I'd like to now yield the floor to the senator from Waimanalo.
Senator Thielen.
Thank you, Mr. President. And before I start my introductions, I do just have to point out that 5 of our 8 Business People of the Year are women. So anybody who doubts that we can have fewer than 50% of our state boards and commissions and our private boards be represented with gender equality should come down and take a look at the floor today. So that announcement aside, it's my great pleasure today to introduce Alana Penarosa, the co-owner of Tag Aloha Company. Alana, please rise. Alana is the SBA Young Entrepreneur of the Year awardee. This award is given to those who have achieved great success as a small business owner from a young age. Alana helped start Tag Aloha with her partner, AJ, and their respective spouses. They started out Tag Aloha in 2013 in the small town of Kailua. Since then, they've expanded to many retailers across the state, including their signature line of Whole Foods bags and accessories that are loved by visitors and Kama'aina alike. In 2019, Alana led Tag Aloha to a new tier. She diversified the business to add new products and lines, expanded to new markets outside of Hawaii, doubled the company's number of employees, invested in new marketing resources and channels, and brought the company into its first ever Made in Hawaii show. Alana's ability to seek out creative growth opportunities, develop new ideas in uncharted space, and continually learn new skills to benefit her business and Hawaii's business community distinguish her as outstanding SBA's young entrepreneur. I also want to give a shout out to Alana and her young entrepreneur peers because they are very socially and environmentally minded. Tag Aloha is proud to be Hawaii's very first fair trade certified business. They donate portions of every product purchased to the Surfrider Foundation to protect our oceans and beaches. Alana believes that if we all keep doing just a little more, together we can make a big impact. With this in mind, all of their products are made from sustainably sourced organic cotton, and it supports fair pay, real families, and the reduction of plastic in our environment. Alana, thank you very much for all that you have done. And Mr. President, I would like to turn the floor over now to the senator from Haleiwa.
Mr. President, may I add something else, please?
Before recognizing, I'll recognize you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to also say congratulations to Alana and her, for not only for her accomplishment, but also want to recognize the birth of their new child. Alana and her husband, Kainoa, who happens to be the chief of staff of a congresswoman from the 2nd District. They have a baby girl who is celebrating her 1-week birthday today. So congratulations. Aloha.
So we're recognizing Senator Riviere. Haleiwa.
Aloha. Yes, I actually live in Waialua, but it's close enough.
You generally were referred that way. I was looking around, so Senator Gabbard, thank you for allowing me to collect my thoughts. Senator Riviere.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of Senator Chang, it's my pleasure to introduce Catherine Teschner. Could you please rise, Catherine? All right, we have the pleasure. Let's talk about Catherine for a moment. She's the co-founder and vice president of Business Law Corps and this year's Small Business Advocate for Women in Business. This award recognizes individuals who have supported and championed women in business. Understanding the difficulties in navigating and establishing oneself in the business world, Catherine founded Business Law Corps to connect local entrepreneurs with law firms willing to provide pro bono legal services. She coordinates the BLC's outreach and placement of direct legal service matters, working directly with the Patsy T. Mink Center for Business and Leadership and the Hawaii Technology Development Corporation to provide free weekly legal consultation to clients. And as any of you know, if you've been involved with legal things, free and pro bono are magical words. She conducts free consultations and seminars on basic issues that face small businesses, such as choice of entry, intellectual property, and raising capital. It is due to advocates like Catherine that businesses can thrive. Congratulations, Catherine. Mr. President, I now yield the floor to the senator from downtown Honolulu,
Senator Rhodes.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to introduce Lonnie Dawson-Arena. Ms. Arena is co-founder and vice president of Business Law Corps and this year's Small Business Advocate for Minority Small Business. This award recognizes individuals who have supported and championed minorities in business. Lonnie works tirelessly to improve and enhance the Native Hawaiian community in more ways than one. She has dedicated multiple resources to support Native Hawaiian businesses, and she has established and administers programs that directly benefit Native Hawaiians and promote Native Hawaiian languages, arts, and culture. Beyond financial affairs, she regularly dedicates time to testify in support of Native Hawaiian issues and serves on various advisory councils and committees such as the Native Hawaiian Organizations Association Legislative Committee. In all that she does, she continues to look for new strategies and solutions that can better the people of Hawaii. Congratulations, Lonnie. I now yield the floor to the senator from Kaka'ako.
Senator Moriwaki.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you. I'd like to introduce Nam Vu. Nam, would you please stand? Co-founder of Impact Hub Honolulu and one of this year's Small Business Advocates for Innovation. This award is given to those who have done significant work in fostering an innovative ecosystem. Since 2014, Impact Hub has provided a co-working, office, and community event space designed to facilitate sustainable impact in Hawaii and overseas, offering a reliable space for the entrepreneurial and small business community to work in and build connections. Nam and co-founder George created a program called Impact Partners to provide scholarships funded by larger companies to cover access to event space, membership costs, and other benefits to promising firms. The two went above and beyond, setting intentional coffee dates and office hours with new members to discuss business, learn how Impact Hub can help them, coach, offer other business connections, and bring in subject matter experts and professional services. Nam and George have helped businesses every step of the way. Impact Hub is well on its way to seeing its vision of an interconnected Hawaii come true. Congratulations, Nam. Thank you. Mr. President, I'd now like to yield the floor back to the senator from Salt Lake.
Senator Wakai.
Cha-ching! I can feel the love for business leaders in this room. Congratulations to all of our honorees, particularly the 5 female tycoons amongst you. These individuals are part of the reason why Hawaii's business environment continues to thrive. Mr. President, I'd like to request that when the timing is appropriate, that we have a moment to greet our honored guests.
So ordered. Do we have further introductions? Senator Kahele.
Mahalo, Mr. President. I just wanted to make a late introduction. I'd like to recognize in the gallery the Hawaii State Film Commissioner, Donnie Dawson, and her niece, Alana Song. They're here to honor their sister today. Mahalo.
Further introductions? If not, if there are no objections from the members, we'll call for a short recess for the purpose of greeting our honored guests. Madam Clerk.
Members of the Senate, please be seated.
That's evening or okay.
I'll let you know.
Thanks. Will the Senate please come to order, Madam Clerk?
On pages 2 through 5, Governor's message numbers 589 to 620 transmit nominations to various boards and commissions for referral to committee.
Referrals for Governor's message numbers 589 to 620 are made in accordance with the referrals on the order of the day.
On pages 6 to 16, House Communication numbers 279 to 352 transmit House bills which passed third reading in the House for first reading and referral to committee.
I lost my spot, Madam Chair. Senator Kahele.
I move that said House bills pass first reading by title and be referred to committee.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. These bills are referred in accordance with the referrals listed on the order of the day.
On page 16, Senate Communication number 1 transmits notice to the Governor of 2 Senate bills proposing amendments to the Hawaii State Constitution that passed third reading in the Senate.
File.
Introduction of measures, Senate Concurrent Resolution numbers 86 to 99 and Senate Resolution numbers 52 to 63 for referral to committee.
So ordered.
On page 17, adoption of resolutions. Standing Committee Report numbers 3400 and 3401 on Senate resolutions for adoption.
Senator Kahele.
I move for the adoption of Standing Committee Reports number 3400 and 3401.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Any objections? If not, the motion is carried. Said resolutions have been adopted.
Beginning on page 17, third reading.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking third reading on consent.
Standing Committee Report number 3399, third reading of House Bill 361, Senate Draft 2, relating to emoluments.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Reservations for Senator Inouye, Senator Ruderman, Senator Dela Cruz.
23 ayes.
Thank you. House Bill 361, Senate Draft 2 passes third reading.
Third reading of Senate Bill 3059, Senate Draft 1, relating to the University of Hawaii.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent?
23 ayes.
Thank you. Senate Bill 3059, SD1 passes third reading.
On page 18, third reading of Senate Bill 3080, Senate Draft 3, relating to the judiciary.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent?
23 ayes.
Thank you. Senate Bill 3080, Senate Draft 3 passes third reading.
Third reading of Senate Bill 2409, Senate Draft 3, relating to down payments.
Is there any discussion? Senator Favela.
Thank you, Senate President. I rise in strong support of Senate Bill 2409.
Please proceed.
Senate Draft 2, relating to down payment. We all know that many residents, including our own relatives, have moved out of state because of the high cost of buying a home in Hawaii. The program would encourage these residents to return to Hawaii, return and providing down payment of $50,000 to match their own funds to return home to Hawaii. I just want to thank my colleagues to support this bill and appreciate all the help that I had from my other colleagues, Senator Stanley Chang. He's not here, but thank all you guys that had an input in helping this come to a bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Favela. Further discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Reservations for Senators Inouye and Kim?
22 ayes.
Thank you. Senate Bill 2409 SD3 passes third reading.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the order of the day and the supplemental order of the day, which may be distributed to your offices later today.
No further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? Senator Keoho Kalole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a reminder to the members of Hawaiian Affairs and Technology, and also to my other interested colleagues at 1:15 in room 16, we will be holding a joint informational briefing on some interesting rural connectivity opportunities through some federal programs available potentially to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands, and also an update on the telecommunications services status on the Department of Hawaiian Homelands and the various legal issues associated with that. And it's also the first informational briefing, thanks to the clerk's office and the Senate IT office, that will be broadcast live on the internet via the State Senate YouTube page, which we stood up yesterday. You can watch online via the link on the hearing notice on the legislative website. Thank you.
Thank you. Further announcements? Senator Kahele.
Colleagues, tonight is going to be a battle of volleyball unbeatens in the country. Tonight's the #1 and #2 teams in the country will play at the Stan Sheriff Center, University of Hawaii men's volleyball team, and BYU. You can get some tickets. There's a group going tonight, and that's going to be a great game, and it is televised. Fantastic. Good luck to our UH men's volleyball team.
Senator Favela.
I also want to thank my senator to my left, Senator Thielen, too, for her great input in helping me and guiding me on this bill, too. Thank you.
I'm glad you got that save in time, Senator Favela. As we learned about the power and importance of women a little earlier today in the session. Any further announcements? If not, Senator Kahele.
I move that the Senate stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Senator Favela.
I second that motion.
Been moved and seconded. If there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.